dear friends, welcome back again. So happy you popped over again to see what I am up to today. For everyone who is new here, welcome. My name is Janny and I hope you enjoy what you see, and if you do, I hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone here who is not subscribed to my channel, of course, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and of course hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. Like I always say, enough talking and let's jump into today's inspiration. And you see already on the table all the things we need for this DIY, and of course we need our tumbling tile blocks, the smaller blocks. And of course I have here my container with everything inside, my scissor, marker, brushes, and my wood glue. And of course you can use some hot glue, but also for the DIY for today it's a little bit tricky to use hot glue because it can fall apart. Of course it is a little bit Christmas in July, so we are going to make a little bit kind of a Christmas spirit DIY, but I don't know really how this will turn out, so let you surprise you and we will see how this will turn out. And before I forget, of course, don't forget your old piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue, and some paint at your choice. So these are the main things. Let's go start this DIY. So we are going to start with step number 1 is 4 times 5 blocks. And this time I am really not kidding. I really have something in my head, but I really have no idea if I want to do it this way, if I want to do it standing up. I really have no idea. So I hope you are curious to also like me. So we are going to see how this will turn out. I really have no idea which way I want to go, but most of the time it will come to an end. So we will see which end it will be. Is it a nice end or is it really an awful end? This is also possible. So I hope you are now having your blocks also, and we're doing this together. And we already have number 3 of 5, and this will number 4 of 5. And you see, and now we already easily give it a little bit of pressure this way, and we're going to make it in a straight line. And of course you can use a carpenter's square, so if you want to use that, it's totally fine. I'm going to do it this way. I'm just going to squeeze it from the side, and of course I'm going to wipe away the glue we don't need over here and over here. And afterwards, always look if your blocks are still in the same shape that you placed it in. So we're going to give it a couple of minutes. So now we have our 4 pieces of 5. We're going to turn them and this way. And we're going to do some glue on the tops over here. And we're going to place them together. We do here the same on the tops. And we're going to place them together. Give it a little bit of pressure from the side to work away the open gaps. And over here we're going to do the same. Feel with your fingers that you still have a nice side. And this way. And we're going to wipe away the glue which is coming out. And if everything is correctly, you could very easily work away the open gaps in between. So we're going to give this some rest, at least in 15 until 20 minutes. So in our 2 little pieces are drying, our bottoms. I have here now 8 pieces of 6, so 8 rows of 6 blocks, and we're going to do the same on the smallest line. We're going to place them in a row, very easy. And I see already one of my blocks is already much smaller. I will see that I can work with them. We will see how this will turn out, but you have probably the same problem. No, the same problem that I have. Yeah, that's a difficult word. Here in the Netherlands we call it probleem. So it looks a little bit similar like you use it, but of course Dutch is always for me easier than probably for you. So I'm going to do number 4. And of course I will do only this one, the rest I will do a little faster, or else you will get very bored. gave this 8 pieces a couple of minutes drying. We are going to place 4 on the side over here. So we have 4 over here. We're going to get one of the pieces we already made. We're going to place this down. We're going to do one over here, and one over here, and one over here. So it is very easy. What we're going to do, we do some glue on this side. So a little bit on the inside. And we do some on this side and on this side. And we place this against here. We do here the same, one on the inside, over here, and on this side, and on this side. And then we're going to place it, of course, over here. We make sure that we have it in the middle, and we only need to do on this side, on the inside, over here, and place it over here. We do here the same, only on the inside, like this, and we place this one against here. And now we're going to carefully look for and squeeze it on the underside, not on the top, because or else he will be falling inside. Just very carefully, just do it over here, and we do it on the underside and over here. And then we're going to give it a couple of minutes. So this is already a 1. Now we're going to get a number 2. We're going to do here the same, and we do here also the same. So again, some glue, very easy, a line on the inside, over here, on this side, and on this side. And we place it again, very easy, against here. And this one also on the inside, this side, and this side. Place it against here, and only this side we only need to do the underside. So again, place it over here, and we do here the same, just a little line of glue, and we're going to place it down, and we're going to place it over here, and we're going to give it a little bit of pressure from the underside and also over here. And we're going to give this also a couple of minutes drying. So we're going to give our little boxes a half-hour rest. What we're going to do, we're going to make blocks of 2. So we're going to do 4 sets of 4. This is already for 1 layer of our box, but we need 2 layers for 1 box. So we do again of 2 over here, and this is only for 1 box. So we're going to do some glue on the tops, place them together. We do here some glue on the tops, place it together. Here the same, over here and over here, and we do over here. So we get 2 stages, and over here, and the last over here. And we're going to squeeze it, press it together, and this way, and make sure that you have them in a straight line. Over here, number 2, and this one. And now we're going to give this at least a half-hour rest before we're going to work with it. So like I told you, this one is only for 1 box, but we need of course 2 boxes. So we're going to have again 8 times 2 blocks together. So in total is this 16 blocks, but you are going to make 8 pieces of it, the same like we have over here. So again, just do the tops again, and we're going to place them together. This is so easy to do. It's kind of making wooden poles, if I'm correctly, if you call it this way. We call it palen. So it's a much different word. So again, this one. And so you can make so many things with only a couple of little blocks, and you just make them bigger and bigger. So again, squeeze it, squeeze, and make sure that you have it in the straight line, because that's what you want. You don't want to have it crooked in a moment. So again, this one, and we're going to give this also an half hour. So now our boxes are drying, our 2 doubles are drying. We're going to need a bottom in between. So we are going to do 4 pieces of 7. This is for one box and this is for the other one. So we're going to do some glue on the longest line and we're going to row them together also. And that's why we need 4 times 7, 2 of 7 for one side, one box, and the other 2 of 7 for the other one. So we're going to make 2 pieces, and this you can use as organization. You can use for little pieces like elastic bands, like a thumbnails. Yeah, I think you call it a thumbnail, if I'm correctly. We call it punaise, and maybe some paper clips. At least we call it paper clips. I don't know how you call it. I have to look it up, but probably you already know what I mean, and you can use it for any organization. But I still don't know how it will turn out and if it looks nice, but that's also an important thing. You can use it as home decor and you can use it as organization, but it has to look very nice or else it is not fun to have in your home. At least I always like that it has to be useful, but it also has to look nice in my decor, because then I don't like it. So I'm really always trying to fit everything nicely in my decor. So now we have all 4 pieces of 7 glued together. I'm going to wipe away the glue and we're going to leave it in for a couple of minutes. So we gave our 4 pieces of 7 a little rest. We're going to place them this way, place one on the side, do some glue over here. And we're going to place them down. Don't be scared if it falls apart, because it can fall apart because you only waited a couple of minutes with wood glue. So, but it doesn't matter if it falls apart, just glue it very simply together. Give it some pressure and make sure that you fill in the open gaps. We do here the same, because that's the great about wood glue. You still can redo it anytime, as long as you don't wait too long. So we're going to give it some squeeze. And here you see nicely the open gaps are working away. So again, and we're going to let this rest at least also 20 minutes. So you see already, now we have our box. We have one box, we have 4 pieces of 2, and we have a bottom over here. What we're going to do, we're going to glue this together. We do some glue on the underside, and we're going to place this one on this side and exactly on top of the other one. We do here the same, and of course you have the blocks over here and this one over here. So if you glue it this way, it's always fitting. So we're going to do this one over here, and again we're going to make sure that we have it nicely fitting on top of here. This way we do here the same, and over here we place this one over here, and feel with your fingers that you have a nice straight line. And we do the last, and over here, and we're going to place this one also over here, and make sure, feel with your fingers again, that you have it exactly on top of the other one. So this is how it's looking like. Of course I showed you a little bit closer this way. Of course we work away the glue, don't worry. So we're going to give this at least 15 minutes. So I did wait not 50 minutes. I think I wait a couple of 8 until 9 minutes, because I was thinking I want to have this glued on top and I don't want that I can't move it anymore. That's not what we want. So we do some glue on top of here, over here, and we have to try to get it as fitting as possible. So that's why I'm going to place this one over here. And over here, you see already, we have to work with it to make it nicely fitting on top of here. And this one will be over here. This one is fitting nicely. The only one bit is not really fitting nicely is this one. So that's always with tumbling towel blocks. Sometimes blocks are lengths are a little bit shorter than you think. It's always a little difficult to work with it, so we have to make it fitting. And of course I'm going to give it a little bit pressure on the side to make sure that everything is fitting also nicely over here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this one on top. This is just a simple cork from IKEA, and I want to give it a really heavy pressure. So I'm going to do a paint can on top to make sure that all the 4 pieces are glued together. So box 1 is now glued together. We do now here some glue. We do it over here, and over here. And we're going to place it on top. Very easy. And again, you do the same procedure like you did with the other one. You just place it on top. And always look, if your little piece of wood is hanging a little bit this way, then always turn it over and make sure that it goes to the inside. That's always better than you have it on the outside. So always look for if it is going for the inside or if it is hanging over to the outside. Because that's always the question if you want to give it a little bit of fitting at least. And I'm going to give it some pressure, and I give it some pressure over here. And you see already this one doesn't want to glue. He have really no intention to glue. So this one over here, and I'm going to give it some pressure. I'm going to let it dry in only a couple of minutes again. After a couple of minutes, we just do some glue over here, and then we're going to look for if everything is fitting nicely. And of course, always give it a little bit of pressure from the top, because that's the only thing what will work. So again, we're going to give our middle piece, of course, we have to look for which one is the flattest. Of course, we're going to for this one, and we're going to look for how we can get it fitting on top of here. Of course, I have to wipe away some glue also over here. And you see already, this one is not really fitting nicely, but we give it a little pressure so it can suck in a little. And we're going to work this one to the inside and this one to the outside, and again give it some pressure over here. And then we're going to work for each piece. It's just a matter of just take your time for it, and then do the pressure on top. Do a piece of cork from IKEA on top, place it over here with some paint cans, and then afterwards you still can remove it and place it on the place. Place it on the place. Place your piece on the place you want to have it. So our 2 boxes are drying, and if everything is correctly, because the one I already have finished, the other one is still drying, you have this right now, and the second one is coming, and you have still, if everything is correctly, 8 pieces of 2 like this. We are going to use this in a moment, but first we're going to do again 7 blocks, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to do another one of 7. And I know I should have done this already a little bit earlier. Don't be mad, because I totally did forget it. And this already in number 7, and the last of number 7, because we need to close up our box. And we see already 1. And now we're going to get the longest line again, and we're going to finish it off with this top bottom. And always so easy to make. And this time, Gabby, we don't have to cut with our jigsaw, so don't worry. This one you also can make easily together with everyone. Of course, I hope in time you get also maybe only if it is only a hand saw, then it's already fine. I will try as much as I can to do things without sawing, but sometimes if you want to make a little bit different DIY, you have to saw sometimes. But with a hand saw you also can come already a long way. So I hope maybe in time you also can make the other DIYs. And again, this one. And this one, number 3. Oh, this is already a really bad block, I see already. And the last of glue. And then we're going to roll them together in one piece. Squeeze it. And we do here the same again, like we did also with the other bottom over here, and now we're only going to use it as a top. But if you want to do the top the same way like you did the under piece, the other bottom, you also can do that. But for me it takes too much blocks and it doesn't give me something extra, so I only do a little plain plank on the top. I show you in a moment what I mean. What I mean is, now we're going to close it up with this kind of plank, but you also can make another box and do 2 pieces over here, 2 here, 2 here. This one, just glue it on top of here, here one, and here one. And if you made another box like this, you can easily turn it over and place it on the top, and then you have the underside and the top side the same. So I can show it to you when the second one is dry. I can show you what I mean. But that's also an option to do, so you can have more options than one. So I'm going to give this only a couple of minutes. So I waited a couple of minutes, and of course I'm going to turn them to each other. I'm going to do some glue on the sides, just a thin line, place them together this way, and we do here the same over here. And I'm going to place this also together. Very easy, just do very gently a little bit of pressure on the blocks and make sure that you have it in a straight line. Do here the same, give it some pressure from the sides to make sure that you fill in the open gaps. And of course I have to press a little harder because it was a little bit more than a couple of minutes, and then you see already if you wait too long then you already have troubles filling in the open gaps. So I'm going to give this also now 20 minutes drying before we're going to glue it on top. In the meantime, while these two are drying, I wanted to show you also now both of them are finished. I mean, then you don't have this one, of course, but you glue this part on top of this one, and you must think that this is only one layer. And if you glue them then this way together, then you get this piece. It's also a nice organizer and shelf, so you can choose anything you like. But I'm going to go for a plain one, and I'm going to decorate mine with some half balls. So we will see how this will turn out. First I'm going to get my 4 piece of 2, and I'm going to glue them on the corners. Make sure that you have them in the same line like you have the under ones, or else you get this one this way and the other one that way, and that's not what you want. So I'm going to glue them this way. So I'm going to do some glue over here, place them on the top at the ending over here, and make sure you have a straight line. I do here the same also at the ending over here. I'm going to get my other one, and I'm going to place it over here, and the last over here. And I'm going to place this one on this side. So I'm going to take my time to make sure that I have them totally at the ending of my, how you call it, my plank at least. And I'm going to choose, you see already, I have to work with it and make sure that everything is fitting nicely. This one also needs to go a little backwards and over here. And then I have a nice smooth. And over here the same. And I'm going to give it a couple of minutes drying. Of course, I did also the second one. You see over here, I did also his 2 doubles up on the top. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue on this one, on this one, on this one, and over here. And of course, now we have a little bit more because we don't want that it falls down. We're going to place this again on top, and we're going to look for that we have a nice fitting. At least we hope we have a nice fitting. You never know. You always have to wait and give it a little bit of pressure, not too much, and just let it suck in before we're going to place it totally on his place. Just wait a little moment until everything is coming a little suck into the wood, and then we're going to turn it over, and we're going to place it exactly where we want to have it. And I think I am already almost at the place I want to have it. especially only this side needs to come out a little. And this one also, not too much. And this one is still in place. This one is over here, he is in place, but we need a little over here and this way. And now we're going to do again, place our cork on top, and we're going to give it some pressure again. So of course the top is on here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to finish it off to give it a little bit like a high-end look. It's a half wooden bowl. The size of this one is 2 centimeters, and in inches it is 0.8. That's in inches, and like I said, in centimeters it is 2 centimeters. So I'm going to, oops, I'm sorry. It was really hard. I'm going to do some glue on top of here, and I'm going to place them on each corner, but make sure that they are inside of your square on top. So over here, we're going to place this one over here. We do another one over here. Also let it fall to the inside, and I didn't do bigger because I also have them bigger, but of course if you want to have a little bit of decoration on top, or you want to have some maybe some little box on top with maybe some organization, so you can use it for anything. And maybe you can even go higher. I did it too high, but you can build it as high as you like. Maybe you want more shelves, go ahead and do a piece bigger like this one. I like 2 of the same, so I'm going to keep it with this one. But like I told you, you can go as crazy as you like. I finished this one also off. So you see already, both of them are now dried, and I'm going to paint them. And of course, a lot of you already know I love the cream color. I did a couple of DIYs with the dark gray, but now I'm going to give this to, I'm going to give the creamy color, but choose any color you like. Maybe you like more like glam colors, like gold, silver, maybe bronze. Just do whatever you think is right. I'm going to paint mine in the creamy color. And you see already how both of them are painted. Of course, you see in a moment a quick impression, and of course how I did decorate these 2 little organizers. And you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks organizer slash a shelf cupboard. I don't know how you really call it. You give it your own name on it. Of course, I hope you take out your tumbling tile blocks too and do this DIY also. And everyone who is here only and love to watch, I hope you had fun watching again. And everyone who is new here, of course, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give me a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time I upload new DIYs. For more DIYs, come on over to my description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. Hope to see you there. Have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!